Cuts are going to be happening anytime now, as the Lions got to get down to the 53-man roster before Tuesday at 4 p.m. So in this video, this is my final 53-man roster prediction video. After all that we have seen in OTAs, minicamp, training camp, and preseason, going over the roster and giving you my thoughts on this bad boy. And I tell you what, this was tough to do. The Lions roster is absolutely stacked from top to bottom. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this bad boy. We'll start with the quarterback position here. This one is relatively easy. I think we all know who is going to be the backup quarterback. It is going to be Kyle Allen. Why is that? Because he has looked way better. Over 400 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in preseason, a completion percentage of nearly 80%. And in contrast, you look at Hendon Hooker, it was quite the opposite. 55% completion percentage. And just yesterday's game, he had 62 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a 42.6. So he has got to get better and better. But it's not going to be for the Detroit Lions. I don't even have him making the practice squad. And if you heard what Dan Campbell said when he was talking about the backup quarterback position and roster cuts, it's pretty ominous for Hendon Hooker. And in my opinion, he is not making the roster. Kyle Allen is your QB2. And I don't even think that they're going to look for another quarterback outside of the Lions organization. We've been talking about that all offseason. I don't think that they do that. I think they just go ahead and go with what they have. Name a player you would like the Detroit Lions to cut in the comments below. It could be anybody. Let's get into the running back position. This is clear, even though it's not with the final running back or third running back, but we got David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Craig Reynolds, and Sione Vaki. Jacob Sailors, I was going back and forth. Should he jump Craig Reynolds? In my opinion, if I was doing the 53-man Detroit Lions roster, I like Jacob Sailors. I'd put him over Craig Reynolds. I just think he's got a higher ceiling. His burst was really nice. So I like that. With that said, I am not the guy making the 53-man roster, so I'm predicting what they do, and I have them going Craig Reynolds instead of Sailors. Sailors, in my opinion, will not be on the practice squad because other teams will pick him up. He's just that good. Let's jump to the tackle position. I got Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, Dan Skipper, and Giovanni Manu. 4 tackles for the Detroit Lions. I think this one is pretty evident, and that's what we got. Taylor Decker, Penei Sewell, Dan Skipper, Giovanni Manu. There's been thoughts, could Manu make the roster? If he does, do they look elsewhere? That potential could be something, but just right now I have him making the roster. This one is easy. Same with the guard positions. This was pretty easy if you ask me. I put guard and center kind of together right there. And you got Christian Mahogany, Graham Glasgow, Kairi Eusika, Tate Ratledge, Kingsley Eguakin, and Miles Frazier on the PUP list. Kingsley Eguakin, the backup center. We got to have a backup center with Graham Glasgow, and the other 3 are good to go. Lions got pretty good depth at interior of the offensive line. They do. It's pretty much simple right there. Wide receivers. This is what was hard. Do we go 6, 7 wide receivers? Here we go, folks. I got the Lions going 6 wide receivers. It's hard for me to think they'll go 7. And I think that Lovett could make the practice squad. I got St. Brown, Jameson Williams. I have TeSlaa jumping Tim Patrick to number 3. He has just been a playmaker. He's a number 1 wide receiver in my NFL. I've seen a lot to know that this guy's got talent. Tim Patrick, number 4. Kalif Raymond, number 5. Jackson Meeks coming in at number 6. I just like Meeks a little bit better. I do. And I don't think Meeks would be able to make the practice squad if the Lions were to cut him. So that's how I did it there. I know some people are going to go 7 receivers. I decided to go 6. Just seems a little bit rich to go 7 wide receivers, even though Dominic Lovett deserves to be on the roster. He definitely does. It's going to be really fun to see how this one plays out. Really fun. And I can't wait to see TeSlaa on the field as Dan Campbell spoke. And he said, look, folks, he is going to be getting some playing time on game day. And when he said that, to me, that was the indication that TeSlaa has made the jump. And if you just use your eyes and you look what we've seen on training camp and in preseason, he is the better player. Let's go to the easy position to talk about. That is the tight end position. Sam LaPorta, Brock Wright, and Shane Zylstra. There is no debate here. It's just been those three from the beginning. These been our tight ends for the past couple of years. The Lions trust them. Enough there. When it comes to the Detroit Lions offense, it is stacked, and stacked. Not a lot of confusion who I think potentially could be on this roster except for wide receiver and running back potentially. That's what I got going on there. Again, name a player you want the Detroit Lions to cut in the comments below. Let's start with the interior of the defense. We're going to go with Alim McNeill. Again, he's going to be on the IR list. I just didn't want to switch it. We don't know exactly when he's coming back, but he'll be here. So I didn't even want to put a little thing on the bottom there. But just understand he's going to be on the IR to start the season. DJ Reader, Tyleik Williams, Pat O'Connor, Roy Lopez, and Mekhi Wingo. That's where I got the Lions interior defensive line. A pretty good interior, if you ask me, and especially with Alim McNeill when he comes back. I like it. I like it a lot. Hell of a good defense. Now, this is where I got a shocker coming up here, folks. And here is my shocker. Go to the edge position. Yeah, you see the third defensive end right there? Yep, I got Zadarius Smith making this team, even though he's not on the team right now. I have the Lions signing him. It just makes sense. Aiden Hutchinson, Marcus Davenport, Zadarius Smith, Al-Qadim Mohammed, Abin Hassanin. He's going to be on one of those lists, one of those injury lists. We just don't know the timetable, so I didn't want to put that down. Nate Lynn. You could put Agude, or not Agude, but Ukwu in there. But I decided to go that. I decided to go Zadarius Smith. If Zadarius Smith doesn't get signed, I'd go with Ukwu. But I just gotta believe. I gotta believe they'll go get him. And just make this defensive line ridiculous. You can do it. It just makes all the sense of the world. So I'm going on a limb. And I'm throwing this out there. You may think I'm full of it. That's okay, but I'm going on a limb. That's my shocker. Linebacking core. I decided to go 6 linebackers here. Alex Anzalone, Jet Campbell, Derek Barnes, Grant Stewart, Trevor Nowaski, and Zach Cunningham. Linebacker position is deep as the ocean floor, man. This thing is extremely deep. Zach Cunningham deserves to make this team. It was really difficult for me not to put him on this roster because how he has been playing. Trevor Nowaski stepped up too. I thought he played better, especially last preseason yesterday. The Lions are ridiculous at this position. Now remember, Malcolm Rodriguez is on these pup lists, is on these lists. He'll eventually be back on the team on here, but he's on those lists. So just remember that one. Let's get into the cornerback position. DJ Reed, Terrion Arnold, Amik Robertson, Rock Ya-Sin, Khalil Dorsey, and Avonte Maddox. Let's just go ahead and mix corners with safeties a little bit. We'll go DB room here because Rock Ya-Sin could be classified as a safety. You know what I'm saying, right? They've played multiple positions, but I just decided to put it up like this. This is why I have the Lions cornerbacks or DB safety, whatever you want to put it. We'll do safeties next. This is self-evident. There's not much that we need to talk about here. Rock Ya-Sin's been really good. Khalil Dorsey, Avonte Maddox pulling up their rear. Lions corners are pretty solid if you ask me. They are solid. Will the Lions bring back Zadarius Smith? Why for yes and for no? Give me your thoughts in the comments. Safeties. Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Lauren Strickland, Ian Kennelly. I got Mo Norris and Eric Hallett not making the team. Going 4 safeties here. We'll do DBs. You got 10 defensive backs, 6 corners, 4 safeties. They switch up a little bit, right? Safety room is pretty solid with Ian Kennelly really starting to show out in preseason, local guy here. And we were looking for somebody who can be that developmental safety. He is him. He's going to be the developmental guy. The Lions could look elsewhere if they wanted to pick up another DB, maybe one more if they wanted to go a different route. But they're pretty solid at this position. And to be honest with you, the whole defense is pretty stacked. If they get Za'Darius Smith, it's complete in my opinion. That would be one complete defense. I would be absolutely ecstatic if they were to bring Za'Darius Smith in. Special teams, got to bring them up as well. You got Hogan Hatton. He will be the Lions long snapper. Jake Bates, the Lions kicker. And Jack the Goat Fox as the Lions punter. No issues on special teams. Zero issues regarding who is going to be the guys there. That one is self-evident. Give me your thoughts on this 53-man roster, on my final 53-man roster. Do you think they go 6 or 7 wide receivers? I want to know your thoughts in this one. Do you think they both have Lovett and Meeks making it? Give me your thoughts on the 53-man roster. With that said, folks, adios.